from that time to New Year, how long?
Less than 2 weeks.
Less
2
than
weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. I was eager.
He was a proper gentleman, super
I wouldn't say not weird. I am kind of weird.
A little bit.
It was instantly at the first look. It was the eyebrows for me. It was like I was like that's what got my attention. Well, ที่รักผมรักคุณมากครับ
Hello everyone, welcome back to Nat Talk in Nat Journey, and today we are with international couple Tara and Yanni. So would you like to introduce yourself?
สวัสดีค่ะ หนูชื่อทาร่า หนูเป็นลูกครึ่งไทยแคนาดา และหนูเป็น digital creator.
Hello, I'm Yanni. I'm a digital creator, filmmaker and influencer from London.
เป็นคนไทย
เป็นคนไทย
ลูกครึ่ง
ลูกครึ่งค่ะ ก็คือแม่เป็นคนนครสวรรค์ แต่ว่าหนูเกิดที่เชียงใหม่ แล้วพ่อเป็นคน Canadian มาจาก British Columbia in Calgary ใช่ แต่ว่าหนูก็อยู่ภาคใต้ค่ะ
แล้วโตที่ไหนยังไงครับ
อ๋อ ทั้งชีวิตหนูอยู่เมืองไทยค่ะ จริงๆ หนูอยู่สมุยประมาณ 9-10 ปีแล้ว ก็คือไม่เคยอยู่ที่ไหนเลย แบบเมืองไทยเป็นบ้านของหนูเลยค่ะ ใช่ แต่ว่าหนูเคยไปเที่ยวแคนาดามาก่อน แต่ว่าไม่เคยอยู่นาน
Okay, let's start with the question number one. How did you meet?
We met back in 2018.
December.
December 2018. I was living in America and me and my business partner decided to come to Samui just for a 3-week holiday. And when we got here, we fell in love with the place and we ended up being here for like 4 months. Coming up to the end of them 4 months, I had the beauty of bumping into Tara.
The last week he was here?
The last week we was both here, actually.
Both here. Because right after we met each other, we were both going in separate directions. I was going to go to Phuket to work and Jans was moving up to Bangkok. So it was like this time frame where it was like, it was so unexpected.
It was like at the right time but at the wrong time.
Yeah, because we were
both going separate ways.
Yeah.
So in that time, we actually spent a week with each other.
Yeah.
And then after Tara left for Phuket and I moved to Bangkok, we were still keeping in touch.
Yeah.
You know, and we said, you know, you got to come and meet me. You know, we've got to come and see each other soon. And
so I flew up to Bangkok from Phuket for about 3 days during New Year's.
New Year's, yeah.
And then that was like
the best New Year's ever. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
And that you count as a first date?
I would say so. That was the first time we were alone. Like when we were in Samui, we had friends with us all the time. So I think that was the first time we got to spend time with just us.
I actually remember that night, like insanely. I remember you was wearing that dress that kept breaking.
Oh,
yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And I remember we went out and we spent like New Year's in Bangkok and it was packed.
Like Siam Paragon area
it was
like
packed.
That's the most popular place.
Yeah, it was so packed. And then we went to this hotel to watch the fireworks. And then after that, I think it was like 3 a.m. we was trying to find pizza somewhere.
Burritos.
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 Yeah. We just loved it.
So that was our first date, I think.
Yeah, I think that was the New Year's was definitely our first date. And then the following days, we were just spending our times together completely. Hanging out.
I think we made a video.
He filmed the first video of me, which was so cool.
That was my first cinematic video that I actually made of someone.
Oh.
Really? Yeah, and it was of Tara.
And how long have you been dating?
Well, actually, you asked me out on New Year's Day to be his girlfriend. I said yes. But I think we would have considered that we were like dating since December, like end of December when we met.
So it would be 3 years this year.
You asked her to be your girlfriend on New Year.
Yeah.
But you spent time together like around a week, almost a week before in Samui.
Yeah.
But from that time to New Year, how long?
Less than 2 weeks.
Less
2 weeks?
than 2 weeks, yeah. I was eager. I was like, wow, she's the keeper. Yeah, this is the one.
She should be my girlfriend.
Yeah. I was massively in love. I still am. And it's just, I just had to ask the question. So I just jumped straight into it.
How did you feel after she said yes?
I was like over the moon. I was over the moon because like we spent some quality time together. And although technically it was a short period of time, it was way longer than what it originally was. So when she said yes, I was like, oh my God, I just felt over the moon, you know, I was like so happy. Yeah, I was floating, you had my butterflies, and I was like just excited because when she said yes and it becomes official, it was just an exciting thing because now I can have more things to look forward to and spend it with a quality, decent person. Yeah, so it was really nice time, yeah.
And what attracted you to each other?
We had a very similar outlook on life.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's not hard. I mean, look at her. She's beautiful. So as soon as I saw her, I was like...
When I first met you, I thought, dude, this guy is really funny. He's so interesting because you were doing music, you filmed, and plus you were like a proper gentleman. Like you weren't, you know, like weird. Like he was a proper gentleman, super
I wouldn't
nice.
say not weird. I am kind of weird.
A little bit.
It was instantly at the first look. It was the eyebrows. For me, it was like I was like that's what got my attention. I was like, yeah, because they're so in your face. They're like, wow. There's that, and they make her eyes bigger, you know. So, but for me, it was like obviously the looks that was highly attracted to. But then when I started looking beyond the looks, and we figured that we had so much in common. That's what I really got more attracted to. We had, you know, we both like music, we both do music, we both like artists. I was really interested in filming and editing, so we had so much so much things in common. So we just kind of clicked. It was like a thing that was just like, yes.
And then I think it got even deeper knowing that I lost my dad when I was 15, so at a very young age, and then I found out that you did as well.
So I lost my dad when I was just turning 21, and that was again another weird, unfortunate thing that happened to both of us, but it was another weird thing that brought us both closer as individuals, because we both went through something that we could really relate to, and meeting someone that you can talk to and actually relate to on that level is a completely different feeling to meeting someone and having the same interest in music, you know, like if you have the same music tastes, it's a completely different feeling to...
It's like a bigger life meaning, like there's a more meaningful thing to it, and it's a deeper connection.
And that's exactly what got me. And because I never ever in my life met someone that has been through the same kind of things that I went through in that deep, dark space. So when I was mixing that with like love, and I'm like, wow, it was like a mix of something that I never ever felt. So it was like an
understanding of each other.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Okay, and what do you do together for fun?
Well, it depends on what fun we're talking about. We do a lot of things. Obviously, I feel like we have so much in common that we can kind of do anything and have fun.
You guys have been in a relationship for 3 years already, right? But do you still surprise each other?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he's the more romantic one. He is. He's the more like he'll bring me things.
I make her breakfast in bed. You know, I try and surprise her as much as I can. I try to make coffee, but I can't because she makes it in a certain way. Yeah, and it's not as good. It's not as good, but it's the fact that I try.
Yes.
So yeah, I try and surprise her even more than what we used to at the start.
I guess the most recent surprise was his birthday just passed, like 2-3 days ago.
Yeah.
And I surprised him with a dinner with all our friends and like a really nice carrot cake. So like little things that you weren't expecting because you usually don't celebrate.
Do you know? I just remembered my first surprise that I gave you.
What?
Do you remember? You remember? My first surprise that I gave you was when you come to Bangkok, and it was I think it was for Valentine's Day, because I don't think it was your birthday. It was for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
it was
the second time.
And it was the picture of her dad. So
me and my dad.
So I went onto her Facebook. I went and got a picture of her and her dad when Tara was small, and I printed it and I put it into a gold frame. Yeah, and I
still have it. It's on my bedside table.
Yeah, she still has it.
It's been to Thailand. It's been to Canada. Went
Singapore,
to the UK.
everywhere.
Singapore, New York. I took it with me everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's sweet. It was my fourth birthday.
That's my first surprise to Tara.
Yeah, that mattered more than like little things that people get each other, like jewelry or any bits like that. Like those things
more
are
sentimental.
it's more sentimental, not so much materialistic.
What do you like about him or her the most?
You may not expect it like when you first meet him, but one thing is that he'll always like do what he can to help someone else. Like regardless if it's anything, you'll go out of your way always to like help someone, even if it's like advice or talking to someone about like mental health or helping someone with jobs, filming, like anything. I feel like you're always very selfless. That's one thing that I really, really like about you. And he's funny. Like he's so funny. Like you scare the shit out of me all the time. Like all the time he'll like, that's one thing, yeah. I like that.
Making you jump.
Yeah, you make me jump, you scare me. Yeah. You know like เคยดูหนังผีไทยไหมที่แบบอยู่ตรงพื้นแบบเขาจะแบบเดินแบบเนี้ย I'll be like, let's say I'm sitting in the living room or like I'm doing something like making coffee and then he'll just like come up running แบบกับมือกับเท้าแบบ on the floor like this with his hair over his face like a dog like really fast and like something like that.
ล้อเล่น
Yeah, ล้อเล่น. It's always scaring me. But I like that. That's one thing I like about you.
Yeah. For me, there's like everything from even Tara snoring in her sleep. It's like the cute things because I don't personally think there's anything really apart from that one thing, but it's like the fact that you're so aware with like consciousness as well, and you're so aware with like everything about your body, and it's like it's taught me so much more understanding as well about what I put into my body mentally and physically. You know, it's like understanding as well, and what I understand as well. Tara always tries to be nice to everyone, regardless if the person's horrible. And sometimes I can see people for how they are, but Tara likes to see people for how she thinks they should be, like in a better way, in a better light. What they could be. Yeah, it's like a nice trait to have. You know, she's like a little angel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What is your biggest argument?
Work.
Yeah, I think
work.
I think it's mainly about work. I've been business orientated for many years. Obviously, I work for myself. So work for me is important because it's the only way that I get to live the lifestyle that I live. And when me and Tara met, obviously, it's understandable because she's never done the line of work that I've done. But, you know, I started teaching Tara everything that I do in work. But then I think it was just for Tara to get used to it. It's like the life of an entrepreneur. Like, obviously, it's a big thing to go into. I wouldn't say arguments. It's like disagreements or bickerments, you know, between us. You know, as trying to come to an understanding of like, Tara might not be able to understand the work concept as much as I do, and that causes a bit of a negative like, vibe at the time. You know.
Sometimes I can agree that I can be like I'm not always putting in my 100% into something, for example, and when he pushes me, it like sometimes it can be frustrating, and maybe that will cause like a bit of a bickerment, but then that's on my side.
Everyone argues, but it was like in a mature way of you might not be understanding of what to do, and then I give you criticism or I give you advice, and then it would be this back and forth thing.
It's never really about the other person. In a sense, it's always about how you respond to it. So, for example, like I said, like if I am not putting 100% into, let's say, our work or our social media, he'll always encourage me to do more or point out things that I can do better. And then I get frustrated with myself, but then I'll take it out on him, for example, like little things like that. But it's never really...
At the same time as well, I think personally what's great is if those bickerments or arguments never really happened, then I think it would be a thing that would be an ongoing thing. Like, because since it happened, the progression that we've made as two individuals and as a couple has been insane.
Every time it happens, you're like, okay, I know the situation. Next time I know to put it better together. You know what I mean?
So now with we don't have zero arguments about work, and it's been like that since we come back to Thailand.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
I think the longer that you're with someone, the more you get to learn. Especially like, you know, because two individuals dating each other, most of the time they don't work
together. Yeah.
So, but we do. You know, we hang out as friends. We work together, and we're in a relationship. So there's like a lot of different things. So coming to a balance where you can be equal.
Separate.
Yeah, and you can be equal on each level. You know, I think that's what we've got now. You know, so it's nice, and I'm glad the situation happened the way it did, like with little bickerments and arguments, because then it does. When you're working with together, it does. It makes you expand. It makes you blossom into something that you can.
I learn new things about you every time we have a little bickerment, and he'll learn something new about me.
Yeah.
We'll learn how to approach each other in like uncomfortable situations, and then we just work through it.
Now it's just all gone.
This is gonna be the last question for you guys.
Okay.
Just imagine if today is the end of the world, what you would like to say.
Well, ที่รักผมรักคุณมากครับ
เหมือนกันค่ะ I love you.
And I thank you so much for the life that you give me. And I hope that whatever happens after this, like my body, the inside of myself, I hope I get to meet you in the next one. Yeah.
I would say thank you. Really, I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful that I met you. Even though in the beginning we could have chose to not
Easy.
go through it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we did.
Yeah, because we've been sick.
Yeah.
We've been some sick stuff.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. I just am so grateful for
Peace
you.
out.
Peace out. Basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we
Just
do.
thank you.
Yeah.
Alright guys, this is it. And thank you for joining my Nat Talk today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
ขอบคุณมาก
us.
ค่ะ
Thank you.
And if they want to follow you guys, where they can find you.
I'm Gypsy Girl on Instagram, and then you're Yanni Akot on Instagram.
Yanni Akot on Instagram or Yanni Akot on YouTube.
Yeah. Or you can also search up
The weirdest guy ever on TikTok.
yes, the weirdest guy ever on TikTok for all our
Big
videos.
viral videos.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Yanni and Tara, for sharing your lovely story with us. And thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, rings the bell notification to not missing the next video. And see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye. สวัสดีครับ